Hello, welcome to the TFJJ and Merry Christmas. I just thought I'd give you a little talk around the new car that I bought and why I love it so much. This is the 2010 Mercedes SLS AMG. We've got the Designo Allanite Grey Magno paintwork, which is sort of a matte sort of satin finish on it. And then we've got the carbon ceramics, quite a few interesting options on this particular car. Carbon ceramics, that lovely chrome finish on the wheels as well. We've got, if you look inside the car, the factory, very rare factory sports bucket seats, which later became standard on the Black Series models and the GT later in production. We've got a cream interior and then the upper dash in black, so it's not too distracting when you're driving, which is quite nice. Got the carbon centre console as well. So a few kind of cool and interesting options, and then the Bang & Olufsen little tweeters that are here just like on the Aston Martins, so quite a nice sound system too. And then I love this aluminium fuel cap, looks really, really cool. But just a great looking car, I think. These obviously gullwing doors, the main party piece on the car. Actually quite practical, they don't go up and outside the car too much. It's quite sort of narrow compared to the profile of the car, so you can still use them in supermarket car parks and things like that. I'd just like to show you the engine as well, because it sits so far back. This car is basically mid-engine. So let's take a look at the heart of the beast. 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8. You won't catch Mercedes making this sort of engine nowadays. Really, really special. And there we go. Set really far back, so it's basically mid-engined. All of this gap here, just that extended bonnet, obviously in homage to the 300 SL, but I just think that is a sensational engine, and they're not going to make anything like that anymore. Yeah, an absolute masterpiece. It was actually so different from the engine in the C63 and E63, it was given a different name by Mercedes. But what a piece of art. I think actually mirrors that 300 SL silhouette so well. And in this sort of silvery grey, really, really pays homage nicely to that 1950s design. So let's take it for a little drive, let's hear it, and yeah, explain why I love it so much. So I've also installed the CarPlay on this, which just updates it a little bit. The screen looks really, really good. Looks like it's OEM, sort of factory fit on there. And then I also think the dials are just incredible. How cool are those? And they light up at night. Looks really, really cool. Just think this car hasn't really aged that much since it's come out. And then love all this carbon here. You've got different drive modes, so comfort, sport, sport plus, and then manual. But it does run out of fuel quite quickly. So here we go then, let's get the SLS on the road. So we're going to start off in comfort, just to show that it can be a really nice soft cruiser as well. It's got a few different characters, this car, which is nice. I would say the Ferrari, which I'm also very lucky to own, is more of a, definitely feels like more of a racing car with those carbon bucket seats and everything, and the noise of it is always on, whereas this is quite subdued inside, quite relaxed, and then obviously you can turn it up a little bit as well. but it feels very, very nice. It's got a really nice front end when you turn in on this car. You wouldn't believe it for the size of the car and the length of the bonnet. It's really, really nice and very dynamic to drive. But it's such a great cruiser. It feels like an everyday, true everyday supercar in comfort mode. But now we're getting towards some nice roads. I think we should put it in. Got Sport, Sport Plus, and then Manual, which then you can use the paddles. I love the feel of these metal paddles. Feels really, really high quality. And then you start to hear the noise a little bit more. Now this is the first ever bespoke supercar that AMG have made, which I find a really, really cool thing, and again adds to that appeal from an investment side as well. Obviously they then went on to make the AMG GT and the GTR and the GTR Pro and the Black Series, but this was the first bespoke AMG project when it came to a supercar, and I just think they did a fantastic job. So as well as being quite a practical everyday sports car, it's really, really nice on the twisties. You can really throw the front end in, which I didn't expect for a Merc. And the fun fact on this car, it actually has the same 7-speed dual clutch gearbox that my 458 has, albeit mapped a little differently. Tell you what, it's cracking fun, this car, as long as you're aware of the size of the bonnet. It's great fun to drive, and actually you get used to the corners of the car. You can pretty much see everything from the driver's seat. There's good visibility, because otherwise it would be a worry. Love those downshifts. But this was peak AMG for me, the 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8 engine. Everything's been downsized since. You know, they even tried to put the 4-cylinder in the C63, which obviously hardcore AMG fans were not particularly pleased with. Let's give it a nice little boot out of here then. Very mechanical, sort of animalistic kind of sound compared to the beautiful tones of the Ferrari, but it's great they have such different characters.